He's a man with a message, trying to appeal to our very worst instincts.
No more savage black crime!
Hal Turner markets his message of hatred at white supremacist rallies and on his internet radio show.
Welcome to the Hal Turner Show.
I say publicly what most folks already know and think, but dare to do so only in private. And my radio show is the only radio show in America where people can call up and say whatever they want about racial issues.
Turner is the latest in a long list of extremists who have played to fear and ignorance. People like David Duke, formerly of the Ku Klux Klan.
White revolution!
Tom Metzger, a neo-Nazi.
But we're racist, and we make no apology for it.
George Lincoln Rockwell, the founder of the American Nazi Party.
Jews are behind it and have financed it.
And Father Charles Coughlin, who in the 1930s used the airwaves to preach anti-Semitism and fascism.
Drive the money changers from the temple, and you did it!
They have laid the groundwork for Turner and his contemporaries. Mark Potok of the Southern Poverty Law Center tracks violent extremist groups.
Hal Turner is, first of all, a straight-up neo-Nazi. He's kind of a sole ideologue, but he is very much the violent public face of the white supremacist movement. It's difficult for me to believe that any relatively sane person could listen to Hal Turner and think anything but the man's a maniac. Listen to what he's actually proposing.
You might be wondering why we'd even give Turner the publicity. We asked ourselves that question, and we asked Mark Potok.
When you get a guy like Hal Turner, who is out there in public, who's spouting his incredible vitriol, you know, it's actually preferable, or at least it could seem preferable, to have him where you know where he is, you know what he's doing, you can see the effect he's having or not having on the movement, than, God forbid, you know, running around in dark alleys and planning something that really could leave people hurt, seriously dead.
And so I sat down face to face with Hal Turner.
Who is Hal Turner?
Talk radio host from metropolitan New York City that smashes political correctness every Wednesday night.
Come on now, you're a little more abrasive than that.
Well, sure, I have to be, because political correctness in America today is a fanatical ideology, and it requires fanatical ways of punching through it. A lot of people call it hate, racism, bigotry.
Brown-skinned animals!
Turner says his racist beliefs were born when Republican voters in New Jersey passed him over as a congressional candidate in favor of a Latino woman.
I am being discriminated against because I'm white.
So you're bitter.
I am offended that the culture that developed and built and paid for this country is now being put at the back of the bus, so to speak, because for some reason or another, all these lower cultures and lower races are more important, and I find that disgusting.
So the choice is yours, Black Kalamazoo. Are you going to rein in your criminal hoodlums, or are you going to find them swinging from a rope?
Turner's become a master at knowing how far he can push the envelope.
Turner is very aware of precisely where the First Amendment ends, so that, you know, he can say things like, it would be a good thing, wouldn't it be nice if some more judges were murdered? But he's quite careful as a general matter not to say, kill that judge.
It's no surprise that virtually all hate groups have become masters of the internet, although we have no way of knowing how many or how few people Turner actually reaches.
They figured they could finally get past the editors at the New York Times, the producers at CNN. They could go right to the people.
Going right to the people is exactly what Turner did with our interview, when he talked about it on his website, and where you'll also find this, a Gina 6 style hangman's noose for sale.
It's a cute little thing. I mean, you couldn't hurt a fly with this. But the point I'm trying to make is, this is a simple way for white people to say they are fed up with black crime.
Do you know what those nooses mean to African Americans?
Do
you care? Do you care what it means to an African American?
No, I'm tired of caring about what things mean to different people of different races.
Doesn't a noose symbolize hate, bigotry, division?
Justice.
What do you mean, justice?
That's what a noose symbolizes. Justice. Rapists, justice. Child molesters, justice.
You're saying this is not a symbol for the way black people were treated years and years ago?
Maybe they deserved it, and I don't care. This is a symbol of justice. You're going to see a lot more of this in the United States.